The episode I feel like we all have been dreading since last Friday. If you don't follow the feeds, this is new to you. If you just watch the episodes, this was new to you. If you watch the feeds and been on social media, follow any alum that's probably been on the show, you already knew what went down. So this right here was hard to watch. The the twist itself made the episode entertaining in a way. I will state this would have been way more entertaining if it actually was people that were in power of how the twist went down that actually knew how to play the game and weren't playing scared and doing stupid stuff. Like the two people that we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. Hit subscribe for me real quick. Thumbs up the video. Drop y'all's comments down below. I know y'all gonna have a lot because this was the season finale. Like, let's keep it real. It was. I was like, I feel like this was going to be like coming into this episode this weekend. I was like, this is going to be my season finale. I don't feel like I'm going to do it anymore. I don't know. We're going to see what the next two evictions is going to determine that for me. But this was hard. This was hard to sit through and watch knowing what was going to happen. But let's go. We're going to try and break this shit down. All right. So the episode started off with pretty much a prelude. I don't want to say a prelude, like a fast forward of what to really expect, everybody reacting and stuff. But it starts off White Lotus, which I'm assuming is based off of that White Lotus show. I have not watched it. I think it's a show. I haven't watched it yet. Y'all tell me if I should. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of people telling me that I should, considering how much I see it on social media. But White Locust, we see everybody reacting to what's going on. Rachel's immediately looking nervous. They show a flash forward to what I assumed in the moment was the elimination. It wasn't yet, but we'll get to it. But we get back to where we left off, which was Mickey's eviction and everything to fall out after it. So Ashley feels like the actions from the judges pretty much keeping her in the game makes her feel like, okay, we can work together now. Like, I actually was put up here on the block and we all stuck together. Y'all all didn't stick together. Vince voted you out, but let's keep it real though. But she don't know that. But Vince, he knew that he has to win and he needed to win the blockbuster, because if Mickey won, he knew that he was gone. So Keanu feels like he accomplished his goals with his HOH. He pretty much got his, at least in his mind, he thought that he got through to Vince and he got out of Target that he wanted to get out of the game. It's crazy how all this shit is happening, considering everything that we now know, especially considering the veto that happened yesterday. It's wild. It is wild. I'm trying to wrap my head around it still, considering watching this episode, knowing everything that has transpired. It's wild. But Rachel's excited because she made it to jury, and now she's thinking about, I'm about to kick it in the high gear. Like, I'm really about to turn it up. These newbies about to see how to really play the game. I wanted to cry. But Kelly is hoping that her and Keanu and Lauren can kind of like comp beast the rest of the season. That's basically what she wants to do for the rest of the season, because they're the ones that are winning most of the competitions. But Will feels like the judges are 5 strong. They're sitting comfortable right now. Rachel's telling him and Ava, because he's sitting there talking to Ava, like, lock in. It's HOH time. He's like, yeah, that's what I was telling her. Like, this is super important. Lord, did y'all know? But Keanu, he comes out and calls everybody into the living room because it's time for this White Locust sheet. So he reads the card stating it's the White Locust. They're getting invited to a neighboring White Locust resort. They're all anxious because they're like, what the fuck is this? Like, it's not going to, like, it's sounding like it's all good and it's going to be something fun and celebratory, but they know it's not. Like, it's Big Brother. So Ashley feels like something bad is going to happen, and she was not wrong. She was not. But we get outside. The White Locust is very well nice and very well set up. It's kind of like a resort. They have the little lawn chairs. They have the food, the hors d'oeuvres, the snacks, the drinks that were not alcoholic. Will was pissed off about that. As we all know, they are very stingy with the alcohol that they provide the house guests. So the mastermind, he appears on the screen as they're sitting there eating and drinking and thinking everything's all good and cute, waiting on some shit to happen. And here comes the mastermind on the screen. So they come over. They're all nervous, obviously. So he then tells them that he invited them to the resort to kick off the month of mayhem. The month of mayhem, aka the rest of the season, because we only got 19 more days left. And he said, for one of y'all, this meal that y'all are having right now will be your last. Everybody's tripping out because they now know somebody about to go home. So they have no choice but to play this game, and that's going to end one of their chances to win the game. So somebody will become the first jury member, and it could be a competition or social that could save them in the game. So basically it's a combination of both. You're going to have to compete, but you're also going to have to use your your social game to get you in a position to compete in a better position, which it's not gonna work. It's like that's what they want. But like I said at the beginning, we're playing with a bunch of dummies, a bunch of idiots, a bunch of spineless punks. It's not gonna work when it comes from a social standpoint. Well, y'all see in a minute. But everybody's mouth is on the floor. Like, everybody's trying to process what's really going down. Rachel is terrified because she already knows, like, this ain't what I came here to play. I came here to play Big Brother. Like, they just throwing twists in here. So Tyler Crispin, Big Brother 20, runner-up, 22 All-Stars, he comes out. He was not one of my favorites watching the show, honestly. He kind of tried to win me back on 22 until he pulled that move with Bailey and Davon. Then he lost me again, for real. But we'll get into that for another day. But he walks out and he tells them that his boss, a.k.a. production, allowed one house guest to be safe and pretty much be safe for the night and can set the horrifying event into motion. And it was horrifying to watch. But he then states that y'all will compete one at a time. The sliding game, I love this game, but sucks the way it went down. But they're gonna slide a totem. I cannot talk, y'all. Slide a totem. Y'all get what I'm talking about. Slide it down, and you got to land in 3 zones. A green zone, and there's 3 different tables that you have to slide it down, get in the green zone, and you want to do it the fastest because the fastest person will win safety, and will have the decision to pretty much start off the rest of what's gonna happen for the rest of the game. So. It's called Survive the White Lotus. Lauren is up first. She finishes with 51.75 seconds. Morgan, Kelly, and Vince, they all failed to beat her time. Keanu, he finishes in 43 seconds, which eliminated Morgan's boring ass, spineless ass. Ava's punk ass, fake ass, beats him by 39 seconds. And yeah, I'm on both of their heads, especially Ava, for real. But Ava, she wins safety for the night because Rachel, Will, and Ashley, they couldn't finish it in time. So the worst person to be in control of it because she's not playing the game. She is the one player in this entire game that is truly not playing the game. So for her to be the one to get the power pissed me off. Like, I'm like, ugh. And then she made the dumb. We're about to get to it. Tyler tells them that the mastermind requires a sacrifice. That'll happen at the White Locust Resort. So Ava will then choose one house guest to come back to the White Locust to compete for their life in a maze. So there's a game, it's a maze. They have to pretty much get the ball through the maze and get it to the finishing point. So the house guest she chooses will have 6.5 minutes to complete it. And as it all goes down, if they hit the button and they're safe and they finish it, they choose their next player that they want to play. And as each player plays, 1 minute is getting docked off the time. So if you go first, you get the most amount of time. Second, 5 minutes. Third, 4 minutes until you get to. So basically, you don't want to have the smallest amount of time. You want to have more time to fuck up, essentially. So if they fail to do it in time, their game is over. If they are successful, they have the power to choose the next house guest, like I just stated. So I just read all of that before. But the house guest to successfully beat the maze will, with the fastest time, they will become the HOH, which sucks because we're going to get to it later on. There were like 3 or 4 other players that did not even get to play in this, aka didn't get to compete for the HOH. Like, everything about this was just stupid to me. But they return back to the house, and pretty much Tyler tells them, like, Ava, once the Raven calls, there's going to be a Raven that calls. That's when she has to return to make her decision. So she gets in there and asks, anybody wants to volunteer? Bitch, are you crazy? This game right here is not one of these ones that you ask to volunteer. You keep some, but then again, she ain't playing the game. So, I mean, I guess I understand why she's doing it, but it's fucked up. At that point, that was stupid. Like, you're a punk. Play the game. Play the game. She's so scared about getting blood on her hands, which if you get to the end, what are you gonna say? If you're so scared to get blood on your hands and to make moves, what are you going to pitch when it comes to winning $750,000? You got to make a move. She's so scared about pissing people off. Play the fucking game. Like, that shit is aggravating to watch. But she's sitting there, who wants to volunteer? And Vince raises his hand. Rachel's like, no, come on. And she grabs her, which we about to get to, grabs her and pulls her into the storage room. Not forcefully. She just grabbed her and took her walking. And Ava's like, oh my God, trying to act like you doing all of that, but she gonna have all this energy in the DR in a minute. But She takes Ava into the storage room. Keanu's following. Rachel's like, no, I'm in here talking to her. Like, leave me alone. This is where I'm telling you, this was the entertaining part because it just caused a lot of chaos. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on, trying to save themselves in the game. So Keanu's like, no, I want to go first. Rachel's like, no, I want to go first. Basically, they know they want to get the most amount of time. So Ava, she gets in her DR talking about she's mad at Rachel because nobody puts their hands on me like that. Yet you didn't say shit in the moment. She barely even touched you. And then not only that, you sitting here trying to act tough like nobody does this and nobody does that. But when she did it, you didn't do shit. You ain't say shit. Like you always trying to act tough behind people's back. And like how she been sitting online or sitting on the feeds talking shit about Rachel. Rachel ain't did shit to you this entire game. Did not do nothing to you. She had your back. She was protecting you. Yet, and this is a common thing with Ava. She had this hard on for Mickey too. Mickey ain't did shit to you either. Like, weird. She's a weirdo. Like, and it's crazy because y'all know I liked her at the beginning of the season, but you see more about these people and you really see who they really are. She's a loser. Like she don't play the game. Like she's the one person in the game that is not playing the game. Like she can't even have a conversation on the feeds about game for more than 3 minutes. Like you can't have a game conversation on a game show. Like get out of here. But Rachel, she says in her DR, Ava's sitting here leaving it to chance. This is not the game to leave it a chance. I'm like, exactly. And she's like, this is a game about not being fair. You have to think strategy. You got to think about strategy. And I'm like, exactly, Rachel. That's why I'm like, Rachel's playing with a bunch of dumbasses, which is why this sucks. This is why this sucks. This episode sucked because it's like she was fucked. Like she literally got fucked. But Ava, she gets back out there with the rest of the house guests, asking people to volunteer. Rachel goes to pull Ava to put pitch to her one more chance, like, let me go first. And Ava says, like, I might send Morgan in first because that's the safest option and nobody would be pissed. What do you mean that's the safest option? Like, you need to start thinking about people that you want to keep in the game that are actually going to actually make sure that you stay in the game. Do you know that Morgan would actually vote for you to stay? No, like, where's your brain at? She's too busy trying to play a scare game. Nobody wants to root for that. And like how she got on the feed talking about something, I feel like I'm not gonna be America's favorite because of Rachel going home and stuff. You're not gonna be America's favorite because you're not playing the game. Like America loves people that are actively playing the game and are an underdog to a certain extent, but like you're actually playing the game. Like you're clearly here to be America's. And why is that the thought on your mind? Why do you want to be America's favorite when what, $50,000 when there's $750,000? Play the fucking game. Like that shit is aggravating. It's aggravating for somebody like me who would like to play the game. And I'm pretty sure there's many other people who would like to play the game, and watching players like her on this show not playing the game, it's aggravating because it's like, who the fuck casted her? Who casted her? But and this is gonna be what the recap is gonna be. I'm gonna be venting throughout it, so get ready. But Rachel and Ashley, because Ashley comes in there too, and they're like, Keanu can't go first. Like he can't go until like there's literally no time on there. Make it harder for him. Like let's get all of us pretty much make sure we're all safe first. So Ava then says that I know Morgan won't pick him, and then Keanu won't be pissed at me because I didn't pick Rachel. I said, you punk. You punk? Like what? Yeah, that's what you worried about. But Rachel says, so why would he be pissed off about you picking me? And Ashley's like, well, you did just pull her in the storage room. But Ava then tells them to go, like, go. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to? Like, you can tell she feels like she can actually talk to these people crazy because apparently she can't do it in her real life. But Morgan comes in. Morgan says she wants to go first because, like, basically I'm gonna be at risk if I don't. And she pretty much says like an ally going first would help her in the game, which is true. But the Raven calls. Ava still ain't made no decision. She now has to make a choice. So they go back into the living room. She then asks them to raise their hand if they want to go. I said, I'm sick of you. I said, I am sick of her. But Rachel, Lauren, and Keanu raised their hands. 3 people raised their hands. She asked for volunteers. They raised their hands. She can't make a decision. You asked for volunteers, you got 3, so pick one of them. But we'll get to it. Keanu was like in his DR, she clearly don't know how to play the game. Like somebody's about to go home and you sitting here asking for volunteers. Exactly. Like that's the part that pisses me off. This twist could have worked if we had a bunch of gamers in the game. She is literally scared to make a move. That is so aggravating to watch as a fan of this show. But Rachel wants to go first, obviously to get more time. And she knows, like, she's like, being in the middle, like 6 minutes is the most. Being at 3 minutes, I'm in the danger zone. She foreshadowed her entire thing. But her DRs literally gave that she was, I don't want to give it away too quick. We'll get to it. But it gave away what happened because it just was not you could tell it was not natural Rachel. But she chooses Vinny because he's sitting there going like this. The other three have their hands raised. And she's, oh, Vinny. I mean, he has a lot of alliances with a lot of people in this game, so I feel like nobody's going to be upset. She frustrates me. So Vinny goes out there to compete, and Rachel and Kiana, they're bickering in the storage room about going first. She's like, I mean, I was just trying to talk to Ava, and he was like, yeah, and you did. And she walks out, but Vince, he finishes his. Morgan, when he comes back in, Morgan's bear hugging him. Yes, she thinks that she's gonna get chosen because that's her man. That's her man's. So, which is funny how she sat on the feeds this weekend talking about something. Why am I getting asked questions? Why do you think you're getting asked questions about Vince, Morgan? Like, come on, self-aware. But she then tells us that she feels good knowing that Vince is pretty much going to come in, tell her what to do, what happened, and kind of give her the tools to finish it quicker. And she's expecting to go first so she can then go in there and choose another judge member, as she should. Morgan was thinking logically, and this is why I can't be mad at Morgan. Morgan was thinking very logically throughout this entire thing. But she's dealing with Vince, which is why I get mad at her, because it's like, why are you trusting him? Like, this man is not to be trusted. But everybody comes back in. Everybody comes back there where her and Vince are talking. Lauren pulls him to talk. And I'm like, oh, Morgan, you should pay attention to that, because she quickly was like, come here. And he went. He went, but that's your boy. So he then tells us that he knows that Morgan will not pick Lauren, and he feels more confident that he can get Lauren to pick Morgan. The same person who can never make a decision on her own. You feel more confident about her? Like, what? The most indecisive person in the game. But Morgan then tells Rachel that I would literally pick you next. Like, if he picks me, I'm going to pick you. And Rachel says, I'm terrified of going third. I mean, I get it, but like, you don't want to go fourth, fifth, sixth. Like, you better go when you can. But Vince comes out there and tells Morgan that Lauren is going to pick her next. So Morgan's like, me, like, the fuck? So Rachel and Morgan are like, no, you can't do that. Like, pick Morgan. And it's like, and it's showing where Vince really stands. Because the fact that you're literally choosing Lauren over your own alliance, everybody in that alliance should literally pay attention. Like, it's clear he don't give a fuck about y'all. But Rachel tells us that he's putting their game in jeopardy, and it's clear he's only thinking about his game, which is true. But Rachel then says to Vince, you cannot risk Morgan. Morgan then tells us it's hurtful because he's pretty much ensuring that Lauren has more time to complete it, which then puts me at risk, which lets me know that he prioritizes her game more than he prioritizes mine. You better wake up, Morgan. But Keanu is pitching to Vince too, which it's just funny. Like, everybody is literally pitching themselves to Vince, hoping that he's going to have their back when y'all had every opportunity to get his ass out and y'all didn't. But look, the same thing happens over and over and over again with Vince. But he's trying to get Lauren to promise to choose Morgan, which that chick ain't got a brain. But Lauren, or a mind of her own, or some gumption. Like, she try to act like she do, but she don't. But Lauren says she's frustrated that she can't make her own decision. Why can't you make your own decision? You're a grown-ass woman. Like, make your own decision. Stop being a little girl. But she wants to pick Kelly. I'm like, okay, whatever. But Rachel is telling Ashley and Will what Vince had just said. And it's like, y'all don't realize y'all are literally choosing the next HOH. And I'm like, I'm glad Rachel is smart. Of course, she was the one to pick that up. But she runs off. Morgan then runs in with Lauren and Vince. And she leaves because he's pretty much telling her that Lauren's going to choose Morgan, basically telling Morgan that he's not going to choose her. So Morgan's pissed, rightfully so. So they then leave because Rachel comes in. Rachel's now scolding him about gambling with their games. But Vince tells us that he's thinking about his game and his game only, obviously. So he goes in and chooses Lauren. Guess what? No shock there. So she goes in there and she finishes. She comes back and I'm like, here we go. The one that can't make a decision for herself, don't know what to do. She's too scared of everybody, which I do find funny. We're going to talk about it later tomorrow when she makes her nominations. But Lauren, you're not beating the charges. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But she comes in and now she don't know what she's going to do, like, basically. So she then tells us that she wants to save Kelly because that's her alliance member, but Vince wants her to keep Morgan. She wouldn't be wrong to keep Kelly because, I mean, that's your alliance member. Like, if she was to choose her, she wouldn't be wrong for that. But, of course, Lauren, is too much of a punk. But Morgan then goes and tells Vince that Lauren just asked who she was picking, because they just had a conversation and she asked, like, who are you picking? Basically, you just sat here and told me that she was going to pick me regardless. And now she's sitting here asking me who I'm picking. Why the fuck does it matter? Just tell me that you're picking me because you told Vince that she was going to pick me. So Lauren comes in running and Morgan starts freaking out and says that I don't want to tell. She tells us that she don't want to tell Lauren. Like, I don't want to tell her that I'm picking Kelly because I'm not. I'm going to pick a judge. Like, duh. But she walks out. She's like, it's uncomfortable being in here with y'all. I don't blame her. I don't. But Lauren then tells Vince that that her leaving and walking out and being indecisive, that's making me not want to pick her. Then don't do it. Like, you're play your own game for once, Lauren. Do that. Even though I don't want you to do that, but do it. Play your own fucking game. You're there for yourself, Lauren. But Vince says, just pick her. And Lauren then goes out and chooses Morgan. Never playing for her own self, like dummy. But Morgan goes out there. Lauren is telling Kelly that if Morgan doesn't pick her, she's going to be upset. I said, and you ain't going to do shit about it. You love talking about, oh, I'm going to be upset. But you can't even tell somebody. You can't even tell somebody what you're going to do. Yet you think somebody's supposed to be upset about you being upset. Like, you're not going to do nothing but cry. You're a punk. Like, grow up. But Morgan goes out there and Morgan finishes. Vince is happy because what he wanted happened. All three of them, him, Lauren, and Morgan, they're all safe. So Morgan, she wants to bring power back to the judges. So she wants to choose a Judge Alliance member. So Morgan is talking to Rachel, Will, and Ashley, and is telling them, like, this is how you do it. This is what you need to do. This, and this. She pretty much tells Rachel, like, it was easier for me. I had a lot of time left. It was easier for you. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy for everybody else. That's what they weren't realizing. It might seem easy to you, but it's not going to be easy to everybody. But Rachel then tells us that she hopes that Morgan picks her so that she can then go in and send somebody that she's working with so that they can continue to do the same thing and give the people that she's not working with the smallest amount of time, and hopefully they're gone. Smart, logically. Morgan goes to tell Vince and Lauren her thoughts on what she's doing. Lauren wants Morgan to pick Kelly. Morgan says, because Vince literally didn't pick me and didn't pick an alliance member, I'm going to make sure our alliance is safe. Like, I'm going to pick an alliance member. She goes in and chooses Rachel. Morgan, you won points with me here because Morgan stuck true to what she needed to do. But Rachel goes out there. Keanu is chewing Vince out about possibly screwing him and Kelly over because they're still sitting there waiting. Rachel is out there struggling, boy. This right here broke my heart. It broke my heart watching this. Like, I already knew what was going to happen, but it broke my heart. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, how would I handle this? Like, considering everything that's going on, put myself in Rachel's shoes, it's like you got 3 minutes. It seems like a lot of time, but it's really not. And then if certain things aren't going the way that you want it to go in the competition, you sometimes can start to panic. And things that would be easier in a more calm state of mind are going to become a lot harder because your mind is frantic. And you could see she was trying her best to not go to that level of just being frantic. So Rachel does not finish in time. And Tyler was me. Tyler, you could tell Tyler wanted her to finish so bad. He was like, no. And if you didn't watch his, I think he was on, he might have put it on his Instagram stories where he was like, I was there. I saw it. Like, we all saw it. But Ashley and Ava, they're in there talking about how Rachel's going to win. And then the mastermind gets on the intercom and tells them that Rachel's game is over. Everybody's mouth is on the floor. Everybody's shook. Rachel's outside crying. Tyler's comforting her. She's crying in her DR saying she feels like she's disappointed herself. She feels like she let everybody down. Rachel, like, I hate it for her, man. I absolutely hate it for her because, like I told y'all this season, like earlier in the season, I called it, but she literally has played a better game than the game that she won with. Season 13, I don't want to say her game was sloppy, but she definitely didn't play the best social game. I feel like Rachel's never really had the opportunity to play a social game for real because she always came in the house and was hated. And she made it easy for people to hate her. But she won competitions to where it was easy for her to stay in the game. But I feel like this season she finally got in here and was actually able to have a social game. She had people that actually got to know her and see Rachel for who she is outside of just being Rachel, like the character, the TV star. And it just sucked because it's like, this is how she goes out. She doesn't go out on a vote. She didn't get to try and fight for it in the veto. She didn't get to try and fight for the blockbuster. It's just like, damn. Like, this is how a legend goes out of the game. the first jury member. And that's what sucks, because if you didn't watch the feeds, which is why I don't like Kelly, this is just one of the contributing factors as to why I don't like her. But if you didn't watch the feeds, Kelly sat there and stated that she wanted Rachel to go to the jury first, to be there alone on her anniversary. And look what happened. Kelly got her wish because production wanted to do something stupid. Like, God, I hate it. I hate it so much. But they all come out there. Ashley is crying, hugging her, because obviously we all know they are super close. I hate it because that killed storylines. It killed storylines. She was the reason, and this is why all of us, like, people were online talking about something. They feel like everybody's mourning, like Rachel died. That's what it feels like. The season died. Rachel was the reason why this season has been entertaining. Let's call it a spade a spade. Everything started with Rachel. Rachel made these folks start playing the game. She gave us good TV. She started mess. Like, even though it could be annoying to some people, I watch it in the guise of reality TV. This shit, I would be cracking up laughing if I was on the show with her, because me and Rachel would be aligned. Because Rachel is comedy. I need somebody to entertain me in that house. They ain't got no phones. They ain't got no TVs. They in there padded walls. They ain't got no damn windows. I would be up under Rachel laughing with her. Like, anytime she would pick at somebody, I'd be laughing. Because she was TV. Like, you take Rachel away from this season, we wouldn't have a season. Like, and it's like, it kills storylines. Like I said, we got her and Ashley versus Keanu. That was a storyline that was building. Rachel and Keanu's literal enemies to frenemies storyline, that, like, and even in this episode, they was bickering and arguing. It's like every other day they're cool and then they argue, then they're cool, then they argue. That's what we want to see. It was back and forth shit. One day they working together. One day one of them's trying to get each other out. That's what we wanted to see with this game. And the fact that we literally got robbed of that, that's what sucks. That's what a lot of us fans of the show hate, because we got robbed of what could have been a very strong season. Because if those two actually got to really duke it out for real and go home off of a vote, it would have been more respectable. The fact that she got sent home based off of a twist that was not really necessary, that's the part that sucks. That's the part that sucks. But Rachel pretty much tells them when they all come out here, if y'all think me going to the jury is going to be a cakewalk for y'all, you sadly mistaken. She read the fuck out of them. She said, you're going to have to play hard. You're going to have to get blood on your hands. You got to play big brother. You're not going to get my vote by bitching out. You're going to have to get in here and play this fucking game. I'm a legend in this game. If you want to be that, you need to literally win. You need to do shit. You need to actually make I said, go the fuck off. I'm like, that's the way Rachel, she left. And I was like, don't leave crying. But she left up out of there like the icon, the legend that she is. She walked up out of there and told them about themselves. She was talking to Ava. She was talking to Lauren. I don't like Kelly at all. But one thing I will say about that bitch, she plays the game, and she ain't scared to make moves, even if it's putting her game at risk. Ashley plays the game. She's smart. She's not stupid. She plays a game where she doesn't really have to be too much out there, but she's paying attention. She's actually gaming. She's strategizing with her alliance members. She's entertaining to watch. Will is very much in the game too. He doesn't have to do too much because nobody's really thinking about him. He's entertaining to watch. Keanu has literally had no choice but to play the game because he's been a target since he walked in the house. He's won his way through every single one of these weeks. He's actually made alliances with even his arch enemy. Who else am I thinking? Morgan has played sloppily, but she's at least played a game. She's had moments where she's actually gotten it together, but she's actually playing the game. Lauren don't like her. She's indecisive. She actually competes, but she's not getting blood on her hands. She has nothing to really talk about besides her comp wins. So she's talking to Lauren. Benny don't respect his game. He's playing the game though. He's playing it. Don't respect it. It's literally a shitty game. It's very sloppy, but he's playing the game. Ava, we're talking to you mainly. You're the one that's scared to play the game. You don't deserve the money. You don't deserve to be in jury. The one that should have been in jury in your position is Mickey. Mickey was playing the game. She might have been a villain. She might have been one of the most hated, but that woman got out there and played that game. She might not have played the best game, but she played that game from the moment she stepped in that house to the moment she left, to the moment she got in them post-show interviews. But it just sucks, man. It sucks. Keanu said in his confessional that he wanted to be in the final two with her, as he stated on the live feeds. Him and Ashley, it's funny watching them now kind of like bond over Rachel being gone. We'll talk about that. I'm pretty sure we'll see that on the episodes. Morgan's crying in her DR because she's like, this was not supposed to happen. It was not supposed to happen. But that's my rant review, y'all. This was going to be my last episode recapping because I was so pissed off on Friday. We'll see how long it goes. But I know y'all watch my videos, and I'm so appreciative of y'all. Like, y'all have literally come through for real for me. Like, the numbers are showing up, the views, the likes, the subscriptions, the comments, the shares. Do all that for me right now. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Because this was hard.